Attorney Wendel Alexander has broken his silence following fierce public criticism of his decision to represent 20-year-old Angela Mejia, who is accused of killing 9-year-old Chantel Crump. Alexander confirmed to Antigua.news that he was retained by Angela's family and stressed that his client, like every other accused person, is entitled to legal representation under the Constitution. He says Angela deserves a defense, and regardless of how emotional this case may be, justice requires that all accused persons have a fair trial.
Several weeks ago, a family member of Angela approached me with respect to representation, and that was the first time that I was approached on the matter. I had no difficulty representing Angela. Before that, there were speculations and persons calling and telling me not to take the case, assuming that I would be given the case. I didn't know who would be the lawyer. Angela's case is unique in the sense that it involves a young child, and the public has a great interest in this matter. There have been protests by members of the public, and quite rightly so. When a crime of such gruesome nature occurred in society, in a small community, it is expected that the members of the public would react in a particular way. At the same time, Angela has a constitutional right to be represented by counsel of her choice. It is part of the constitutional right of a fair hearing.
The case has provoked widespread outrage across the nation. Each time Angela appears in court, she's clad in a bulletproof vest as law enforcement responds to threats of vigilante justice. Alexander has urged the public to temper their comments, warning that hostile statements could unintentionally work in Angela's favor. He explained that if it can be shown that public opinion has compromised her right to a fair trial, the defense could mount a constitutional challenge, one that might even result in her release.
I have noticed the remarks that is passed by members of the public, and they have to be very careful, because if, as in cases that I have seen, that a person is not likely to get a fair trial, that person can raise a constitutional motion. It has been done right in this society before. That person can raise a constitutional motion that they are not likely to get a fair trial if statements have been made by certain public officers or by the general public, which can prevent her from having a fair trial before a jury. That person might be able to raise a constitutional motion. And so I urge members of the public to be very professional in their remark than to have personal attacks on Angela or even any other person that is connected with the case, because they run the risk of Angela being able to file a constitutional motion that she's not likely to receive a fair trial.
And what happens? What happens if she files
If the court rule in her favor, she walks free. And that's why members of the public should allow the not justice to take its course.
The killing of Chantel Crump has shaken the country and sparked urgent calls for justice. Yet Alexander insists that public anger must not undermine the fairness of the legal process.
At the end of the day, she may or may not be convicted. At the end of the day, she may or may not face very, very serious penalty. But let justice take its course. And a lawyer should not be criticized because he decided to take a case. Lawyers win and lose cases all the time.
Yeah, but I think what the public is saying is that any representation would basically try to prove that she did not do the crime.
But that is what the lawyer is there for. The lawyer must take into account all possible defenses: insanity, diminished responsibility, provocation. What could have urged her to do the act if she did it? You understand me? And so they must let the case take its course.
Chantel was a Grace Farm resident and a student of the Five Islands Primary School. She was snatched away in March this year while walking home with friends. She was abducted mere steps from her house. 3 days later, the child's body was discovered in bushes at Weather Hills. Investigators allege Angela Mejia led them to the site. The child's family is still awaiting the results of a second autopsy after the first was deemed inconclusive. Relatives say they will not rest until they receive definitive answers about the cause of death. As the case heads toward trial, the nation remains on edge, with grieving relatives demanding accountability and the legal community calling for calm. This has been a production of Antigua.news. I am Charmaine Big Charles. Illuminate your space with style and efficiency through our unbeatable selection of outdoor and indoor ceiling lights. Stay cool and comfortable with our range of ceiling fans, perfect for any occasion. Need to tackle those do-it-yourself projects? Our top quality hardware tools have got you covered. Upgrade your bathroom with our stunning vanities that combines elegance and functionality. Beat the heat with our energy-efficient air conditioning units. But that's not all. We sell sand, stones, cement, you name it, we've got it. Wait, fed up with your nosy neighbor? Get your smart fence and keep your business. Well, just that, your business. Don't have enough cash? That's easy. With affordable plans to suit your pocket and your lifestyle, let us take care of your payment plans. Your home, your style, our products. Visit us today at Casada Gardens and find everything you need to make your home a haven.